you say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly
Today is Thursday, January 31st, 2019. It's 4:33 p.m. and I'm calling Joseph Baker of Adult Protective Services.
Intake, this is Joe.
Is this Mr. Baker?
It is.
Hi, Mr. Baker. This is Almont.
Hi, how can I help you?
I don't know if you remember me, but you wrote me back on November 27th, 2018 about bringing me water, and I haven't heard from anybody since.
Okay. Has anyone visited your home from the department since then?
Right. David Lynch.
Okay. Okay.
Nothing really happened. He declared my house uninhabitable, offered me $1,000, which won't get me out of my mobile home park. My house is destroyed based on what Lapeer DHHS did and I'm battling a separate issue. They installed a water heater that was improperly installed, that destroyed my home and left me without running water since November.
Okay.
And I can't get anything resolved. Is there anybody that you can forward me to? Because I'm getting the runaround. I'm basically being murdered. David Lynch came to my house, and he said that he was going to try to figure something out. And he said, the reason I'm here is to get you to safety. And he didn't bring me water. He didn't do anything. He was going to leave me some brochures, and that was back on. I believe it was hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, I heard something. On December 19th, I believe, and that's the last I've heard from anybody. And this is just, and I keep calling the hotline, and I've called the DHHS hotline for 3 months, and I can't even get anybody to respond. I'm getting the absolute runaround. Elaine Stoutenberg of Adult Protective Services. Do you know her?
Well, what I was going to tell you would refer the matter to people like Elaine and David, and it's their responsibility to follow up.
I know. And the problem is Elaine Stoutenberg lied to the DHHS hotline and said that I've got a grocery store right across the street, so I'm in no danger. So every time I call the hotline, no one responds. This has gone on for three months. They're trying to kill me. This woman lied to the DHHS hotline, and then David Lynch come over, and they're trying to make it look like it's my fault, and there's nothing they can do. They installed a water heater improperly by a plumber that was going out of business. I never took possession of the contract. I fired the plumber, and DHHS sent them back in. They're responsible for the water heater. I went to a hearing on January 7th about it, and I couldn't get any of my issues resolved. And I had the judge, the administrative judge, throw me out of the hearing. I had a Lapeer County.
So it sounds like the department doesn't agree that they're responsible for the water heater. Then
they haven't done anything. What they've done is they've ignored it.
If there was an administrative, excuse me, and let me just finish. If there was an administrative hearing about the matter,
it wasn't addressed.
Those normally take place if the county disputes your claim that the department is somehow responsible for helping reimburse or fix the water heater issue.
No, the thing is legally, I never got my case. I have a lawsuit against DHHS, and the problem is I went through Department of Civil Rights. Charles Archie, I sent him a court of claims lawsuit against DHHS on August 4th that he failed to forward to the proper administrative hearings judge, and so I've got that issue which is a separate issue. I never legally I have no responsibility for that water heater, and I went to a hearing on January 7th, and the judge refused to allow my witnesses, and I brought 32 witnesses online streaming via the internet, and she wouldn't allow my witnesses. So she defaulted on that hearing. It never was held, and the case was never addressed on the issues that originally happened. This was 2 years ago. They installed a water heater. I never took responsibility for it. The thing failed twice. It leaked within 2 months the first time, and they left me without running water for 2.5 months, and then they finally shipped out they sent this plumber. This guy was going out of business at the same time that he did this install. It was 37% higher than the going rate, and it wasn't a competitive bid because they only had one approved vendor. I had three vendors that promised they wanted the business so bad they would agree to any DHHS requirements, and the supervisor of DHHS, Rhonda Lansing, refused to allow any of these other three guys to bid. She picked the highest. That was 37% higher than the going rates out of a going out of business plumber that didn't do it correctly. It leaked twice and did $15,000 worth of damage, and they've left me without running water since November, and they're trying to hide it. Now, what do I do?
Yeah, I mean, so just to let you know, this is not, you're kind of reiterating a story to me that I'm not responsible.
I know, nobody's responsible. That's the problem. David Lynch wasn't responsible. Elaine Stoutenberg isn't responsible. The DHHS isn't responsible. Nobody's responsible. That's the problem. What you're doing is you're murdering people. You're offering essential services. You can't tell somebody that's struggling that you're going to install a water heater and then have it destroy their house and cause them to be homeless. What kind of benefit is that? Where do I go? Who do I talk to?
Talk up the chain of command at the
What is the chain of command? Because I can't get. Can I tell you? Elaine Stoutenberg told me that she got the okay from her department that she doesn't have to respond to me. David Lynch, I was on the phone with him on September 20th. We argued for an hour and a half because Elaine Stoutenberg said to call him, and then he didn't even know who I was. And he said, keep calling the crisis hotline that Elaine Stoutenberg sabotaged, saying that I'm not in a crisis because I got a grocery store right across the street, and I don't. I'm disabled. The nearest grocery store is a mile away, and I can't get to it. Now I'm being sabotaged, and who do I contact? Do I have to contact the mayor, the governor?
No, I would contact David Lynch and ask him who in his hierarchy of supervision he can speak to next.
Do you have his email address?
Let's see. Well, I'm looking at emails here from you that indicate that you might have that already.
I don't have it. That's the problem.
David Lynch? Okay. Well, let's see here. David Lynch. Yeah, it's LYNCHD, dog.
LYNCHD.
LYNCHD 3 at michigan.gov.
Michigan.gov. Do you know who's above him? Because he really didn't do anything for me. He almost got me shot. He came to my house with a Elmont police and a Habitat for Humanity guy, and all they did is they looked over my house and said that the best they could do is give me $1,000 to get me out of here. And my house is destroyed. They destroyed my house, and it was through their incompetence.
I would ask David that. He can provide you his chain of command.
It's going nowhere. That's the problem, Joe. How long could you live without running water? This is criminal. This is what it is. It's gross negligence, and it's going up from the chain of command.
Yeah, I would.
Why didn't you ever get back with me? Because I wrote to you. I wrote to you immediately, and then I had never heard from you. And I tried to file a complaint against. I tried to file a complaint against you, and the Elmont police wouldn't take the complaint for gross negligence.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you can't just write to me and say you're going to get me water and then disappear, and then I try to get. You said that you could get the Elmont police to bring them, and then the Elmont police are acting like I'm crazy or something. They're coming inspecting my house and wondering how I'm getting water, and it's just out of hand.
I know that the Elmont police would offer to bring you water.
No, they didn't offer me. I'm begging them to bring me water. And the last time that I made a distress call on January 17th, and they refused to contact me back. I'm not getting no protection at all from the Elmont police. They're doing absolutely nothing. Elaine Stoutenberg lied and said that I'm in no danger, so I can't get the DHHS hotline to respond. Now that's criminal. How could they do that? And the Elmont police know all about it, and they won't respond. They're just ignoring me. That's criminal, and I can't file I can't file a police report because who am I going to go to? The Omaha police? I'm stuck. It's a dysfunctional breakdown in this chain of command. Where do I go? I gotta go someplace further than David Lynch. He almost got me shot.
Well, you can ask him for his supervisor's name and go from there.
Do you have his phone number again?
I don't. I'm sorry. I would try the email. That's the best. And he might not be in the office today, but he should. If he's not,
okay. Now, can you tell me who's your supervisor?
The director of centralized intake is Mike Deerfield.
Okay, your centralized intake.
Yeah.
What do you have to do with the crisis hotline? Because no one will even tell me why you won't even respond.
Well, what we do, David, is we refer things to the county, to David Lynch, to Steve Atkinson, to other, Elaine Stoutenberg.
And the problem is I'm getting nowhere with any of them. Elaine Stoutenberg said that she got the approval from the department not to respond to me. What does that mean?
And that might well be the case. I mean, I'm looking at an email from you right here where it says, I do not want to work with you.
No, that was not with Elaine Stoutenberg. That was with Tanya McCrory, because Tanya McCrory's falsifying all my records. All my financials are all wrong. What they're doing is they're cooking the books and trying to get everybody off of the system where they can balance their books. And what they did, here's what they did to me in 2 years. I applied for
Mr.
help.
Schwartz, I'm sorry. This call isn't. This isn't.
I need help. I need help. You got to give me somebody more than Dave Atkins, David Lynch.
That's where you're going to have to start, and you're going to have to ask for his chain of command. If you want to speak with his supervisor, he can advise you of who that is.
Do you have anybody in law enforcement that I can contact, because this is going nowhere?
No, I mean, I'm
telling you
that. Let me finish, sir. You asked me a question. Let me finish. If you have a dispute with the law enforcement in the jurisdiction where you're living, then you can contact perhaps Central Dispatch and ask them to refer you to the Michigan State Police or the Sheriff's Department.
The Michigan State Police already went through this, and DHHS lied to the state police and said that they had my water feeder fixed in May of 2018, so they closed the case. I'm getting nowhere. That's the problem. Lapeer government is dysfunctional, and what they're doing is they're killing people off by refusing services and pretending like they are offering them. And what they've done is they've destroyed my house, and they're forcing me into homelessness and certain death. And I can't. And I'm being murdered by the state, and I have to pay the taxes to do it too. There's nobody that can help me, and I'm being attacked at all levels, and I can't protect myself. It's unconstitutional. The Department of Civil Rights. Do you know what a court of claims case is?
Mr. I have to end the call at this point. I'm getting outside my purview, and you're going to have to contact the county. So I wish you the best in finding resolution to your issues.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for nothing, Joe. I need you to document that I'm in crisis, and I need an emergency. I need an emergency right now. I need help right now. Do you understand that? I don't have water. How long could you exist without water, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Weasel.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous